listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The Ecosystem Approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. For today's show, we're going to continue what we did last week, meaning that Jason and I are going to have an open discussion, which is actually, I thought it was kind of fun. You know, Jason and I always spend a few minutes together in the morning drinking coffee, and it's when we connect and always do some sort of energy work. We look at things, and we're actually going to look at a couple of things today on the show. So I think that's great. And of course, we both use our intuition to do this. But we always say to each other, I'm going to repeat this from last week, that most of our clients and most of the people around us, they would love to be a fly on the wall to see and listen, see what we do and listen to these conversations. So in today's show, we're going to let you listen and observe as we work. Stay tuned. We are married intuitives with over 20 years experience who created the Ecosystem Approach for you. This is much different because we see human beings as ecosystems that need to be restored instead of programmed. We show you how to take an energy approach for internal discovery that is rational, practical, and useful for everyday life. Okay, Jason, take it away.
Well, we've got two questions, and I'm going to start with that just because I think it's really important, and I thought I had it pulled up, but I guess I didn't. So here we go. And this is from Amy. And thank you, Amy. And, you know, she said, and I'll read it. The after effects of clearing can be amazing, but sometimes before amazing, there was a period of what I'd call detox symptoms, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, relational, or sometimes just random things playing out in the environment that reflect exactly what was cleared. Good one. You know, and that's absolutely true. Is there any way to avoid these detox symptoms, or do you just want to go? Do you just have to go through them? Are there any tips for working with detox symptoms? And then she has anher question,
but let's start with this one.
Let's start with this one. You know, I think we've been working in the garden all week.
We have. It's been lovely, everyone.
And the garden is a great metaphor.
It really is.
Last year, you got some things, but it was pretty much a dud.
Pretty much. We had max 2 weeks of spring. We'd had winter, which wasn't as harsh a winter as it was this year. And then we had 2 weeks of spring, and then summer hit. And I'm talking, it didn't go below 80 degrees at all for a good 4 months.
95 to 100.
Well into the hundreds, yes.
Yeah. And that was really too hot for the plants. And it's not like I'm changing the subject here.
No, not at all.
Our garden is an ecosystem.
Exactly.
And people ask about, well, these detox symptoms. Yes. And sometimes it's hard not to get stuck in this idea that we're a machine.
Yeah.
So if you fix this part, or you do this, so
then everything will be okay.
Then everything will run well, and everything
according to plan.
Yes. And you know, this is this the third year that we've done the garden? Fourth year.
Actually, the fourth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we've learned from the first three. And you know, I'm talking here, but I'm just the
let's put it this way. He's no Mr. Green Jeans. Let's put it that way.
I'm just the grunt. I'm the one that digs the
works for me, everyone.
moves the soil and does all the heavy work and that sort of thing. But
I'm grateful to have him. We'll put it that way.
But it's been a lot of work, and the first year, you know, we did okay. Every year has been different.
Every year has been different, and that's often the way an ecosystem actually works.
Exactly.
There's your point.
They don't just become, we want to have a lush garden every single year.
Yes.
We're hoping some of the changes we made this year
Will really help.
Create, but we don't, we can't predict the weather.
Nope.
We can't predict, bug infestations.
Nope.
Oh, we had problems with ground squirrels and
we've always had problems
birds,
with and gophers.
Gophers. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So,
and by the way, it's not that I don't want to feed any of these critters.
Yes. Yeah, but they have to go to their own grocery store.
Yeah, exactly. Not mine.
Yeah. So the reason I bring that up is that yes, as you and I'm using a metaphor. So as you till the soil, as we develop the soil, we've had last year we used compost?
Yes.
It was from horse manure, and we're using the same soil. We're switching it around.
Yes, we are aerating it,
and moving it around to make it better for next year. So when you're clearing, what you're doing is you're constantly working on your particular ecosystem.
Correct.
It's not like a car where you tune it up, it's just perfect, and you don't drive it, or it goes or whatever. You're constantly with an ecosystem, you're constantly working with it to make it better.
Well, and so I want to answer a little even more direct Amy's question, and the answer is that we have reactions for reasons. And in this effect, or in this part, how we are affected is telling us that we need to remove more negative energy. We need to remove more of what has blocked us for a very long time. And there's so many of us, and I'm putting myself in this as well. We don't realize how much buildup that we actually have. And when you affect the top of the soil, so to speak, the next layer down and the next layer down and the next layer down, they are affected as well. Sometimes they go, oh, thank you. Often that happens. But then there's also that other part, which I'm going to, not use the soil metaphor, but talk about the negative energy does not want to move. It wants to stay stuck, because in that we're giving negative energy more negative energy.
Well, and there's another point here. Okay. The detox symptoms are your friends, because one of the things that people
well said,
we've talked about this, and sometimes maybe your friend that you want to have leave really quick. You don't want them to stay for very long,
right?
But the truth is that part of this process, the ecosystem approach, is you are removing the negative stuff so you can relearn how to work in the world. So those detox symptoms help you, motivate you. I don't know if I like that word, but they
motivates. It's an okay description.
They teach you.
That's right.
What you don't want.
Well, because we've been trained that we're supposed to be machines and that these things don't matter. But I'm going to say it almost my way. I will be, if I'm going to let negative energy that's in my face, touching my heart, affecting my body, I will not allow that negative energy to pull me back in and say, you're going to be programmed and this is the only way it can be, because I know different.
Well, and a lot of times as you go through these detox symptoms, you start to realize that, oh, I thought I wanted this.
Oh, that's a big one.
But I want something over here.
Well, and there's one more part too, and you're right about that.
And that's always a struggle, which you could call a detox system.
You could, but the thing that I've learned, and especially if I'm having a hard time with something, is that I'm finding me in the process, and I get to decide how I want to be. I get to decide, am I going to use this new part of me that I'm learning about, or that's been uncovered? I've known it was there what am I going to do with it? In other words, it's a form of a challenge, and it's whether I choose to accept it or not.
Again, we're extending the metaphor,
Okay.
but we just saw a YouTube video about how chicken manure is really good for your garden.
That's correct.
And you asked one of the neighbors, and I think she kind of nailed it. We were getting all excited about chicken manure because we know
it's the small things in life, everyone.
Yeah. We get our eggs from local farms and other people
Correct.
that have chickens, so that raise them directly, and we're going to get some chicken manure. But we talked to a neighbor who's a good gardener, and she said it's too hot. In other words,
That the chicken manure is too hot; it'll burn your plants.
So in a way, as you remove some of this stuff, you may try this over here and have quote unquote detox symptoms. But it's part of the learning that says, oh,
That's
maybe
correct.
I shouldn't do this. Maybe I really want this over here.
Right.
Many people, as they go through this process, they start to say, oh my gosh, I thought I was this, but now I'm seeing that I'm this.
Yes.
And I can choose to be this or this. And that's kind of a delicious choice.
And clear my way through it.
Yes.
Remove negative energies,
Yes.
because there is negative energies everywhere. And I'm not trying to sound or act hopeless about it. The point that I'm getting at is that this negative energy has decided it wants to hold our world and us hostage. Excuse me, not acceptable. Not acceptable. So we do it sometimes one small piece at a time, one layer at a time, one emotion at a time, until we get to the next instance that we need to use and remove negative energies again. So
I'm sure, just like when my daughter told me, when she was young, Dad, I didn't want to know that much.
Yeah.
But
okay.
But this was a long answer to a very good question.
It really was. So we're at the end of this segment, but we do have another question from Amy that we're going to answer at the beginning of the next segment. Stick with us, everyone. We will be right back. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to continue the conversation. In fact, we're going to answer the question that Amy had. So stay tuned and find out what we're going to talk about in this segment. Well, I just gave it away. We're going to talk about the question that Amy had, and then a few other things I'm hoping for.
So she asked another question, and I think this is really good, and I think it affects a lot of people.
So do I.
So and we're gonna actually not just answer it, but do some clearing. So for you,
I like that.
The audience can do this. But she says, what do you recommend for clearing when you just feel stuck? Life isn't flowing, or there isn't a major thing you want to change, but you don't know how, and you can't figure it out. What's blocking you from seeing the next steps to take?
Okay.
So there's one of the things we don't do, again, because we're not machines and you're an ecosystem.
Correct.
When we look at our garden,
yes,
we may not take the same action that the person next to us,
correct,
or the person in another state does, or someone else in a different climate.
That is correct.
It's very, very specific to us. But if you're just stuck, here's some things you can do, and we're gonna teach you how to clear right now.
Okay.
And we're gonna have you do some clearing with us, and we're just gonna tell you, what do you do when you feel stuck?
Okay, go for it, Jason.
And it's not like we don't feel stuck all the time. We do that. So the way to clear, you can sit, stands, you can be walking, you can be laying down. You don't have to be reverent. You don't have to sit in a lotus position.
Correct. And if you're doing it while you're driving, I don't recommend closing your eyes. Just saying.
Yes.
One of those.
And when we say and to eliminate, there's a statement that we do in the beginning, and that's all written out for you. If you go to our website right now, theecosystemapproach.org.
Correct.
It's all one word, theecosystemapproach.org. Sign up for a free section. You can see the processor there, and it's all written out for what you say. But here it is.
Okay.
When we at the end we say to eliminate.
Yes.
So in your mind's eye, in your imagination, gather up, whether it's veils and illusions, barriers, or specific emotions.
Correct.
Gather those up in your body and just blow them into the processor processor looks like a trash can on wheels.
Yes, it does.
And it literally processes negative energy. So you put the bad stuff in the top, it gets processed, and
Yes.
it comes out neutral.
Yes.
It's perfect for what we need in the world today. So
by all means. So, okay, Jason. So, let's do the clearing for being stuck.
So if you're in the audience right now and you feel stuck,
Yeah.
here's the first thing.
Hey, and you know what? Even if you don't feel stuck, practice is a good thing.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
So
I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate feeling stuck. It's almost like who's buried in Grant's tomb. It's clearing. Clearing is so flexible because you can always
by all
adapt it
means,
to the specific situation that you're in right now.
That is correct. So pull up that negative energy of being stuck, and you're going to throw it. I'm throwing mine over my shoulder because I don't want to throw it on this guy right here. I kind of like him. So I'm going to throw it in the trash can or the processor, that is behind me. And he's going to do the same. One of the things that I've seen in all of my time is that negative energy moves easier to the left. I can't tell you why. I can only tell you that that's been my experience. I recommend putting your trash can / processor to your left. So nice and easy. Take a breath and throw that stuck energy.
The other thing that we see with a lot of people that are stuck is a form of numbness.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Here we go. And to eliminate feeling numb to how I feel, what I want, where I'm going, and what I need right now.
Yes.
Take a breath. Take that numbness, blow it into the processor. Away.
And by the way, the breathing that we do, I don't know that we've actually ever explained this, but the breathing that we do is what we're doing is we're taking in that life force. Breath is life force. And for anyone who's, this is coming up, and to eliminate for anyone who's having a hard time taking in the breath of life, I release and let go of those blocks for all of you. And even for those who aren't having a hard time with it, so that you can be positive in everything you do. Remove those blocks from the tips of your toes and throw them away. Now, the next thing that I would do is I would activate life force to go in and heal what's blocking you from taking in that life force. Nice and easy. And blow out any blocks. Jason, you were going to say?
One of the things that people often, when they're stuck,
yes,
it's also underneath that is a form of hopelessness.
And hopelessness is fear.
It's fear.
Yes.
Hopelessness is fear. It's depression.
Yes,
it's sadness.
Yes.
It's like, why bother? Nothing's going to make a difference.
Exactly.
And that why bother feels like you're stuck. So here we go. And to eliminate that feeling of being hopeless right now, take a breath.
And blow it out.
And if you clear being stuck, being numb, being hopeless,
yes,
there's a good chance that you'll start to see, oh, what's next?
Yeah.
And if you don't, sometimes, we have to say this. Sometimes when you do clearing, you feel it right away.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to sleep on it.
Yes, that's true too.
Sometimes it takes a couple of days. Sometimes you don't feel it,
but others see it.
That's
right.
And I have a client that has asked me, she said, I've never really felt it after, she's starting to feel it now when we do it in the moment, when we do it together, but she struggles to feel it in the moment for herself. I see that a lot of times we have programming that says we're not supposed to be happy. And that programming keeps us from perceiving positive results that happen from clearing.
Yes.
It's there's all sorts of things. It's always unique to you.
Yes.
Just like our garden we talked about in the beginning.
Yes.
It's always depends on the situation. We may have a bug infestation, but it's a particular kind of bug. So
that's right.
So it's not one size. You don't use the same thing to get rid of all the bugs. You figure out what the bug is and figure out how to get rid of it.
Correct.
So
correct. And by the way, we had an infestation of aphids, which was very unusual. And everybody in the area had infestations of aphids. So I used oil, soap, and water. And I have to tell you, it was all natural. And I did get some amazing results because of it.
So here's the other thing. If you feel stuck, there's chances are you're kind of
use oil, soap, and water, because that stuck you'll no, I'm just kidding.
And to eliminate my frustration because I feel stuck.
Yes.
Take a breath.
Very good. Very, very, very good. I like that one.
You know, maybe it's grumpy. Maybe it's we already talked about hopeless. Maybe it's
how about anger?
Anger, no energy.
Yeah.
So, and to eliminate being energyless, having being frustrated and being grumpy or angry. Take a breath.
And I'm going to add one to that, and to eliminate everything, all the programming in my life that says I'm not allowed to be happy. I'm not allowed to be healthy.
Yes.
I'm not allowed to enjoy and have laughter in my life. I don't know if you noticed, but at the end of every show, that's one of the last things that I say, is to have happy, healthy, and laughter and love of ourselves. Because when we love ourselves, we can then love others and our world around us. But where it starts is by removing negative energy that's blocking us from the knowing of being happy, healthy, being able to love and love ourselves. So,
you know,
I like that.
And the love yourself is sort of a cliche.
It can be,
you know, and it's not going to the mall and buying yourself a new outfit. You know, that's an indulgence. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but
that's...
loving yourself is natural. It's organic.
Yes.
That when you start clearing away the negative, it's like you just feel good. You just
do.
You just have this confidence that says, yeah, I can do this.
Yes.
You know, and it may not be there 100% of the time. It's not like you're a machine.
Correct.
You know, it'll come and go, and it's like comes in waves.
Well, and the other thing is that if you haven't been happy, we're just going to use that one. There's this fear that's there that says, oh, if I'm happy, there is going to be a form of negative energy to pay. I'll say it that way. And the bottom line is that that's a clearable energy that says, I'm not allowed to be happy.
Yeah.
And it works. So, and to eliminate one more time, everything, all the trainings in my life that says, I'm not allowed to be happy now or in the future. Nice and easy, when the truth is, yes, I am. And blow it out.
So if you're liking that we're answering these questions and this is giving you information that you think is really valuable, think of your own question and send it to us.
Yes.
You can reach us at hello, HELLO, at theecosystemapproach.org. And while you're typing in theecosystemapproach.org, go to our website and sign up for our free section if you haven't done so already.
Right. You know, people, sometimes people are afraid to ask questions. If you don't want us to use your name, just say so. We won't, but we will ask the question. And not only are you going to help yourself by answering the question, but you're going to help others, because I guarantee you, you're not alone. So with that said, in the next segment, we're going to continue the conversation. And, you know, so stay tuned. You know, what do we even know what we're going to talk about next time, or in the next segment? The answer is, I have no idea. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we are going to continue the conversation, but we have a little bit of a different topic right now.
One of our we got a link to a article in the New York Times about a man who was 99 years old.
This, by the way, from one of our clients.
Yes, right? And he was I guess he was in World War II. He was a pilot. He was a
Yes.
fighter pilot,
Mhm.
and he flew all these missions before the age, I think it was 22.
Okay.
And pretty much after the war, he had medals, and his kids found him later in life, and he just said, "I don't want to talk about it. Don't bring those out." He's basically avoided.
Oh, they found the medals.
Yeah.
I see.
That he had.
Okay.
He's never gone to any sort of reunion for his
Okay.
military buddies, and he never wanted to.
Okay.
And all of a sudden now he's 99 years old.
That in itself is amazing.
And he starts having these nightmares
Mhm.
about bombing the Germans in World War II. Was part of what he did. I mean, he actually he lived through it, but he was wounded. A bomb exploded next to his airplane, and I guess his kids thought it was really funny, but it started burning underneath his seat, and it burnt his butt.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay.
And it's not it's not one of those things that you want to show your neighbors your scar, but
no, you don't.
They used to tease him about it a little bit, but that's
Okay.
as far as he would ever talk about it.
Okay.
And the question was, well, from an energy perspective, in the article it said, so he started having these nightmares. At first he thought it was a seizure. He was but medically he was fine. And he would wake up and he was really upset about these intense emotions that he had while he was sleeping.
And that's a form of what they call PTSD, correct?
I guess you could call it that. It's I don't want to use their terminology.
No, I understand, but people understand it.
Yes,
is my point.
exactly. Okay. So in the article, it said, well, he talked about it, and then the nightmares went away. And the question was, from an energy perspective, how do we evaluate this? And the truth is that this kind of trauma, I don't know what his medical history was. Obviously, he was 99 years old and he was cognitive. Okay. So he was in pretty good shape. He must have been, he's lived that long. We don't know what kind of effect that had in his life. His wife died 10 years earlier. We don't know. Obviously, there didn't seem to be like a lot of times those kind of traumas we see manifest like cancer.
Correct.
Heart disease,
because
stroke,
those traumas get
Alzheimer's,
stored in the body. Yes.
Alzheimer's and dementia. If you have trauma, the best way to get rid of them is to create Alzheimer's and dementia. Right. So you forget about them.
Right.
Literally.
Yes.
So
we've seen it firsthand.
We've seen that firsthand. Yes. So, we know that talking about something that you've refused to talk about all your life can have a temporary benefit, but it doesn't change the energy all the way. But he's 99 years old. What else is he going to do? Now, I would say,
okay,
if you're going to die tomorrow, I would still say start clearing today.
Yes, and answer why. Tell the audience why.
The reason why really is important. That this negative energy that you have attached to you is attached to your essence or soul. It goes with you when you die.
You step to the other side.
Yes,
that's correct.
That energy is not.
It doesn't go away.
Yes, and there's this idea that when you go to the other side, all that stuff is cleared. It's like RAM; it just gets wiped out, and we don't see that
at all.
At all.
No.
And in fact, one of the things that we see is that the idea is that this karmic wheel that you're supposed to have experience in this lifetime.
Yes.
Then you die, and then you come back and you have experience in another lifetime in a different way. We see people, and we've seen this for years now. People are having the same experiences over and over and over again. And this negative energy is just building up. The traumas that they had in the previous lifetime, there's a similar trauma in this lifetime.
Correct.
Because it was attracted by the previous life trauma.
Correct.
That it created an attraction. Like, have you ever seen like attracts like? Well, that's the negative part of life like attracts
Right.
like. So, so, it's not black and white. We're not saying that talking about your feelings is never good. We just see that traditional therapy, we see a lot of people who,
Well, wait a minute. Let's back up. The client implied that talking about your feelings that you're having, she wanted to know, is this the best way to just talk about things as opposed to
yeah,
removing negative energy? Correct?
yes, a lot of
Okay.
people think that talking through things changes the energy. A lot of times it does not. Now,
Yes.
and if it does, it's just a little bit.
Correct.
There's something really powerful
Mhm.
by naming, saying that I'm angry at my sibling for XYZ in a
Correct.
very specific way
Correct.
to get rid of that trauma, or I was angry about how I was treated as a child,
Correct.
but in this particular situation,
Mhm.
and then this particular situation, maybe there's 100 different situations in terms of the way you were treated as a child. And if you can name those,
Mhm.
that's far more effective than quote unquote just talking about it.
Correct.
And
Correct.
we've experienced this firsthand, that we've both been through therapy.
Right.
We were able to see ourselves more clearly, but we weren't able to do anything about it.
Well, and I'm going to use myself as an example, like I do. I've always known that I've had this anger attached to me, and I spent a lot of money trying to get rid of this anger, and the only thing that has ever worked for me has been by removing it through the ecosystem approach.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very, very grateful for it.
I've had a lot of people said they've had therapy and this is so much better.
Yes.
And it's because these negative energies, these negative emotions are things. They're actually things that can be removed with this energetic process.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I hope that that answers some questions. We think in terms of good and bad.
We've been trained that way.
We've been trained that way, but and there are some people that want to be better, but what they usually want to be better is they want more money, or they want more success, or they want this or that. Most of us aren't trained to just be better. We call it evolution.
Yes, and I would say that hardly anyone has ever been trained to just be better.
And frankly, if you want these other objectives, more money, a better job, more
correct,
being more distinguished in your field, having a relationship, all those things, by being better, it helps you do that in ways that are very, very valuable.
Yes.
And as you using the ecosystem approach, as you evolve, we call it evolution. We need to have a better word for that.
Okay.
I don't like evolve. It just sounds it can sound elitist. Well, I'm trying to be more evolved.
Yes.
And you say that to someone next to you, you say, well,
Oh, you mean you don't want to hear I believe I'm superior, so I want to be more superior. I'll agree with you on that.
But we want to have to grow, and we don't really know how to grow as human beings.
No, we don't.
And programming yourself or learning a lot of facts is not real growth.
Yes.
Achievement is not growth.
Yes.
And people just don't get that. But there's something deeply satisfying when you start to know who you are.
Yes.
And you can express that in the world in a way that is unique to you, but is consistent with who you are. It's really
and I'm going to add to that also, being understanding yourself and all of that, but also knowing what your soul purpose is. And when you start using the ecosystem approach, your soul purpose, it doesn't come up right away, but I have to tell you, you start getting inklings of it, and it's like, oh, okay, I can do this. I understand that. It fits. I don't know how else to say it.
Well, one of the things that I see too is that, especially the more, and I'm going to use the word because we don't have another one yet, the more evolved you are, the more you see, well, yeah, I have this purpose over here, but I have this purpose over here too.
And well, we
And-
never have just one.
And it starts to get really exciting. It
Yes.
starts to really,
because when you have purpose, it's purposes, excuse me. When you have purposes, it's one of the places and ways that we get to start to our essence / soul. It's pretty darn awesome.
it is.
So, with that said, stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to help you do some removing of negative energy so you can have a better life in this energy world and beyond that. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. Thanks for sticking with us. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to help you remove some negative energy so you can live in an energy world in the way that you were designed. I know that might sound a little lofty there, but it's true. So with that said, Jason, you've already explained how to do the clearing.
Here we go. I direct all my resources and all dimensions to eliminate feeling stuck. Right now, or in the future, if I going to feel stuck, I'm just going to clear that right now. Take a breath
and throw it away. Remember, put that processor, if you can see it, or garbage can on your left side. I'm going to add to that one, and to eliminate being stuck in the past, believing that's the only place that you have the right to feel safe or know who you are, when that's not the truth at all. I release and let go that being stuck as well. Pick it up and throw it away.
Oh, and to eliminate, that was a good point, and to eliminate my fear of the future, my fear of change, my fear of doing something different,
yes,
which contributes to me feeling stuck.
Exactly. Take a breath. One more about being stuck, and to eliminate the false belief about being stuck that says that being stuck is the only place I can feel safe. And that's not the truth at all. Take a breath and blow it away.
And to eliminate feeling guilty and resentful, because when I clear, these negative things come up.
Yeah, and that says, especially
I must be doing it wrong.
I must be doing it wrong, or I've never done it right. When that's not the truth at all. Yes. Take a breath. Throw it away. And by the way, he and I are clearing right along with you. We're removing stuff from ourselves, even though we might have done these 100 times or more. We still have, remember, layers and layers and layers of stuff that need to be gone.
When you start seeing yourself in an energy world, you see how much there is.
Yes.
Like in this moment, I don't feel stuck, but I might feel afraid of the future. I might feel, some of this stuff, it always feels good to do it. So let's keep going.
Okay, go ahead.
And to eliminate my fear that change or doing something different, or even these detox symptoms of negative feelings are going to be too much for me, and I won't be able to handle it. When the truth is, I always handle it. Take a breath.
Take a breath. And to eliminate the intense feelings of worry, anxiety, and stress that I have, because being stuck and programmed is what I know. It's time, and I know it's time for me to get rid of all this negative energy. Take a breath and blow it out.
And to eliminate that part of me that says, I'd rather just be a machine, not have any feelings, and just keep going and just do it the way I'm told to do it, which is just program myself, have these objectives, go toward them, and exclude everything else in my life. When the truth is, that's not being human. Yeah. That's not satisfying.
And that's not living.
That's not living.
Take a breath. And to eliminate all the fear and all the rules I have that say I'm not allowed to be happy. I'm not allowed to give myself permission to be happy and healthy and laugh at life and laugh at myself right now. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see in my life, for the rest of my life, there's always going to be a rainbow of emotions.
Yes.
And some I may say are bad, some may say are not optimal.
Yeah.
But that's part of life.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
Blow out that negative energy.
You know, the truth is,
Okay.
people think that as you evolve, that it's just going to be rainbows and unicorns, and it's not. That's not the way it is for us.
No, it certainly isn't.
But we overall, we've got this.
Yeah.
We can problem solve. We know where we're going.
Yes.
We look forward to getting up every day.
Oh,
and we're happy.
yeah.
And we do stupid stuff like moving manure in the garden, and it makes us happy.
And so, sorry, I'm laughing at yeah. Anyway, so, and to eliminate all of my fear that says if I change the way I do things, change my perspective on how I see my life, that means that everything else is going to change around me and I won't be able to handle it, when that is not the truth at all. Take a breath and blow it out.
And to eliminate the huge misconception in the metaphysical community that says once you're in the flow, then everything's just going to be easy and smooth, when that is not true at all. Whoever said that doesn't understand the energetic world that we live in today.
Yes, exactly.
Because that's not what we see at all.
Because there is negative energy everywhere, but by using the ecosystem approach, you can have something to defend yourself with.
And I guarantee you, no matter how much negative energy you have in your essence already, you the more you remove, the more you want to remove.
Yes.
But even if you were to remove everything,
yes.
And I don't know if anybody has gotten there on Earth today, but if you were to remove everything, you could still use this energy approach to make your life better.
Exactly.
Going forward.
Exactly.
Because if you didn't have any, you would get negative energy, and you'd have to find a way to get rid of it.
There you go. So everybody just take a breath and throw away any negative energies that you're hanging on to right now. And to eliminate my fear of the future, my fear that says something really bad, negative energies are going to come up from my past today and in my future, and I won't know what to do with them. When the truth is, use the ecosystem approach and you will know what to do with them, because by using it, you'll be able to stand in your power. Take a breath. Good one.
And to eliminate the false expectations of rainbows and unicorns, wanting to live in la-la. When the truth is, when you have this richness of emotion, this rainbow of emotion,
correct,
it's not like you're always happy, but sometimes you're more muted, sometimes you're more
sure.
Sometimes you're more giddy.
Yes.
I know for us, we laugh easily.
We do.
And people notice that, but we don't laugh all the time. There are times that we're just, we've had it. We sit,
But I have to tell you, neither one of us are stone face either.
No.
So, and to eliminate any veils and illusions I'm stuck in right now about who I am and who I want to be, or what the future holds for me. I release and let go of those veils and illusions and throw them away.
And to eliminate the barriers that are keeping me from getting what I want.
Oh, I like that one. Take a breath.
The barriers that are keeping me from knowing what I want.
Yes.
Take a breath.
And I'm going to do one activating of life force.
Okay.
So I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force so I can be happy and healthy of love and laughter and fun, and choose a perspective starting today that makes me comfortable and yet keeps me going forward in my life easily and smoothly in my highest and best interest starting right now. Take a breath, pull it in, and now blow out any negative energy. Jason, what are we going to talk about next week?
We're gonna do more of the same.
Okay.
I want to talk about the planets and how they use a different way of activating life force, which you'll
Nice.
find really fascinating.
I think so.
One of the things I want to say is that if this was fun today for you, if you said, "Oh my gosh, I want this to do this forever,"
Right.
go to our website right now,
Okay.
theecosystemapproach.org. You can find the videos on our Facebook page,
Okay.
theecosystemapproach.org.
Okay. We'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio, and you're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
Remember, your ecosystem is the most important one in the world.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.